lyrically is it uses witch hunts as a metaphor for like the online culture today of piling on to people, piling on, whether it's a group, like an outside group, and you know, the others, the us versus them situations, and you know, kind of having a theme like that, we were able to really think of how we wanted the song to flow, what type of parts we wanted. Like the outro came at the last minute. That was sort of like a riff. We were kind of just bouncing around like, you know, what if this had a true outro that had something that was nothing to do with any of the themes earlier in the song. I think Matt started the riff, and that was kind of like, that's the way it goes. We'll say we need some sort of riff.
You said declaration. You're like an outro like declaration.
Yeah, declaration, or I said
Matt inspired me for that part.
I guess Matt and Corey and I were just like, you know, what would Metallica do at the end of a song? Like they would go into like a random riff, you know, and we were just like, we need a random riff. We need something to feel like a true outro. Matt started playing the riff. It sounded very sinister. It sounded like the ending of this like really intense journey at that point, and we felt surprised ending it like that. We knew that people would too, and we just kind of developed it. It started off as this fast thing, and then of course we broke it down to the most simplest form, and it's fun to play live. Like the first day we played it, it was like, holy shit, we haven't had a song like this in a while, and it was a lot, but it's just so much being thrown at you right away.
Beyond Oblivion was started by Corey, and the tracks that he started making this record, when he first started sending the demos around, I'd send him back words, just like simple one-word or two-word things like heavier, faster, go more like this, or add this thing here. I just sent him these kind of difficult to interpret words, or reference bands and reference genres of music, and I kept saying darker, heavier, faster. And then Beyond Oblivion became one of his things that he came up with. That riff, every Trivium record, there's a Corey riff that's a really difficult freaking riff to play. That intro thing, it's all between the B and E strings of the 7th string. And it definitely was really difficult. It was really difficult to play that, but we got it down now. I love the way the song kicks in. It's another one that has so many different influences and styles and things all building it together that it has that true Trivium feel where it has everything in one.
I think this was the first song we actually did in pre-production, and I kind of had this demo for a while. This was definitely one of the earlier ones, so before we even got into jam together, it had been floating around for about maybe a year and had a lot of time to think about it, and it was very open. I think the demo was really simple compared to the final song, but sometimes I like to come into the rehearsal knowing that it's going to take a new form. I just kind of want the simple idea, whether it's how the rhythm probably should feel, what the riff should probably sound like, and just kind of the basic overall feel of the song. And when we came in there, we had to really work hard at it. Even into the studio, we probably played the chorus like 5 or 6 different ways. Like, we had the vocals, we just needed to figure out like the rhythm, the riff, how it should be palm muted. There was a lot of like intricate details like that, but we stuck with it to the end. I think the version on the record is incredible. Sometimes when you do that many changes to a song, you go back later and you regret something. I think we had to do all the work to that.
Heart From Your Hate was in the second batch of songs we were writing for this record. Like we did the first 6, went out on tour, started writing a couple more, came back and worked on some more. The original version of the song that I started was roughly semi-similar, but on the verse it was the same slow tempo, but my inspiration was the Dimmu Borgir Puritanical record. So the verse was the similar tempo, but had extremely fast double bass underneath it and like blast beats that would pop up in the pre-chorus. The middle section was kind of like this weird technical death metal part in an odd time signature that came out of absolutely nowhere on purpose with blast beats and had almost this gore guts kind of riff in it too. So I showed everybody, they're like, oh yeah, this is fucking cool, this is unexpected. And Paulo and Josh noticed, they said, this chorus could be something really big. And so Paulo came up with the line and the lines for the chorus, the Heart From Your Hate. And when I saw those lyrics, what will it take to rip the heart from your hate? And I was like, man, this is really intense. This is really big. And we started to start pulling the song back and making everything match so more to this chorus and take the song in a completely different direction. And we were in the room together with the 4 of us as we wanted to do this whole record, playing it. We didn't have lyrics set for the pre-chorus. Apollo had lyrics for the verses and the choruses, and started playing it after singing the rest of the parts, and literally the first words that came out of my mouth were, maybe you were right, maybe I was wrong. And it's just one of those moments. And Ascendancy, we had a lot of moments like that. We're in the jam room and I just started singing parts, especially like the Flies pre-choruses, Those Who Run Will Be Burned, that just came out at practice. And it was nice to feel that again, just random inspiration coming out of nowhere.